Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly video. And got some cool stuff to show you, per usual. So, I wasn't going to put this in this video, but I decided I had to show you it. I just got these today from my good buddy Suresh, who I have mentioned on this channel several times. He text messaged me last night, okay, and said, "Hey Dave, look what I found." An ultra red. And that is sweet. So this is from 2018 release 3. This is the old 442. I was missing this one. So I was like, dude, that is awesome. Pretty please, you know, trade it to me or whatever. So, and of course, he's such a nice guy. He's just like, okay, yep, it's definitely going to you. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. And it's cool because I was missing this Oldsmobile 442. So now I'm just missing the Mustang GT from this series, and I'm missing the Pontiac Grand Prix. So the Grand Prix, I may have one coming from William Witters. We'll see about that. I know he showed me a picture of it. So we'll see if I can get that off of him. So that just leaves me with the Mustang GT, which is probably going to be the hard one to find in this series now, aside from that Buick Estate Wagon and the Impala Hardtop, which I already have those two. Anyway, I'm not going to open this in the second segment of the video because this will be in its own video once I complete the series. Okay? And then what happened is he messaged me again later, and he's like, "You won't believe what I just found now." And I was like, "Whoa, what'd you find?" You know, I thought he might have found a Civic EF, you know, Super, A-case, Hot Wheels Super. I thought, you know, he definitely found that because he wanted that one. He's looking for it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, "Oh, yeah, cool, you found that EF Super, I bet, you know, whatever." And he's like, "Nope, something quite a bit better." And I'm like, "Okay, come on, what is it?" And then he sends that picture. This is an Auto World Ultra Raw. Found it at Meijer. Pulled it straight out of a case. And said that, yeah, he would trade it to me. No idea what I'm going to trade him for it, but he said I could have it right off the bat. Didn't want to hold it for me, and I don't know what I'm going to get him back for, but that's the way he is. I owed him for a bunch of Supers already that I think we're even on that. And then now I got an Ultra Red and a Raw to repay him. So that's going to be tough, but I'm super stoked to have this. This is just insane that I got this Raw. Bam, bam. Not going to open this in the second segment either, okay? I promise you I am going to open it, and I am going to open it in a video sooner than later. I just have so much other stuff. This video was supposed to be all my haul from the last toy show or the last local meet, which it is going to be as soon as we get through this, but man. So this is actually from 2018 release 4. I don't have any other regular cars from this release yet. This is all I got from it. This is an Ultra Raw. That's crazy. So I do have some cases coming of that stuff, and I will be getting that soon. This, though, I think I will just make it kind of a standalone Mustang Mach 1 video for Auto World, and maybe we'll just open it in that video. So I'm not sure, but stay tuned for that. This will get freed, I promise you that. It's the second Ultra Raw in my collection, and the first one's already loose. This one will be loose too. I'm just tempted to open it right now, but I'm not going to. All right. So there's that. One last look before we carry on. I do have a lot of other cool stuff to show you. Okay, so toy show, local diecast meet. Got a few green light from my buddy's SC Diecast. So I got both colors of the Ford LTD Country Squire. Pretty cool. We are going to open those in the second segment and take a close look at this tooling. Heavy Metal 164 digs it a lot. We'll see if I feel the same way. And then I had to get an example of this one, the Chevy 210 Handyman. Well, it's like the Chevy kind of like Nomad-ish wagon. So we'll go ahead and open up that one. I only got one of the colors of that. Just picked this one over the other color. I thought it looked nicer. And then I got this 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona, which I did not have an example of a Dodge Charger Daytona from Greenlight, so SC Diecast had these at the meet, so I decided to go ahead and grab this one. It's a hobby exclusive release. Looks pretty cool, so Spirit of 76. I will definitely go ahead and we'll open that one in the next segment as well. All right, so there's that. Let's see here. My buddy Dano picked up 2 cars from him. One is this Hotbird. I already have it, but I had to pick this one up because the one that I have, the tampos are totally kind of like messed up on it. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to replace it with this one. That's the plan on that. It's from the Cars of the Decade series from circa 2011, I think is when these came out. So we'll open up that one. Dano also ended up just giving me this, which is a really weird little thing. I'll show you it close up in the second segment. The brand is a Solido. It's a Seat 600, 1958. So these Solidos, I think this is 143rd scale or 155 scale. It's a larger than 164 scale or whatever. I think 155 sounds about right. But they do all, like, I think they're a little bit larger scale vehicles than 164. They don't have much for 164, but I thought this was pretty cool. So we'll take a close look at that in the second segment. Other green light. This is actually from Suresh. Actually, I got a couple of things from Suresh at the meet. Should we look at that? Actually, hang on. So I got this. Kings of Crunch. He picked this up for me from a Meyer. So that's pretty cool. We'll open that up and I'll take a look at the dirty version Bigfoot #1 versus the like old school Bigfoot clean version. So we'll take a look at those two together. And then somebody was selling these 5-packs minus the hearse. So I had to pick that up because I really wanted that Jag and that Viper. So that's pretty awesome. So we'll open this up and take a quick look at it. I just don't have the hearse. If I find another one of these, I'll probably pick another one up. I don't know. But I'm not really too keen on the hearse. That's okay. All right. And then Suresh picked me up some main lines here. Let's see here. Wait, this I got from my buddy Jeremy Bolter. The Zamac didn't have it, so glad to have it. We'll open that up. And then just some mainline cars, including 3 Zamacs. So these 3 Zamacs from Q-Case. Got those from my buddy Suresh. We'll go ahead and open those up in the second segment. And then these 2 cars, the Combi and the Super Chrome's van. That's awesome. I didn't have that Super Chrome van or this Combi, and he picked those up for me because he is such a sweet dude. And then, let's see here. I got this from Todd. Finally got this Matchbox checked off the list. Didn't have it. Super glad to have it. That's awesome. So we'll open up that. I got this Diablo from someone else. I don't remember the person's name, but this is a variation of this Diablo I did not have with these wheels, the 5-spoke wheels. I've got this one with Ultra Hots on it, but I don't have it with 5 spokes. Well, now I do, but I didn't then. So that's really cool. So I'm glad to have that. And then, let's see here. Crazy Todd. Boom. He won this in a raffle. And I know I'm going to catch some flack for this, okay? Because this is 2019 D case. It's on an international card. He won it in a raffle online. I don't know which raffle group that he won it out of. I don't get involved in raffles because I have horrible luck with raffles. Todd has amazing luck with raffles. He hooked me up with this at a super good buddy deal. And yeah, so some of you might think this is stolen from factory. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know how they get out. I don't know what the deal is, how they end up on eBay, how they end up on raffle pages. I have no idea. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole trying to figure that out. What I can tell you is this thing is super awesome looking, and we're going to crack it in the second half of the video. Okay, so love it or hate it, we're going to open this up. And you probably like the Super. Maybe you don't like it because you think somebody stole it. I don't I couldn't tell you if that's the truth or not. I don't know what goes on, and I think a lot of people that think they know what's going on don't necessarily know what's going on. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, and this, boom, Lamborghini Super. This also happens to be an international card, but I got this from my buddy Jeremy Bolter. Well, I traded him a Super Batmobile for this because I just really wanted one, and he really wanted that Super Bat. He's been bugging me about it forever, and I was like, you know what? Fine, you can have it. Just give me this. I'd way rather have this anyway. I'm done collecting Batmobiles. So, boom, there you go. Super Lamborghini. Thank you very much. All right, so we are going to open 2 Supers in the second segment. We actually got a lot to look at in that second segment. Got this from my buddy Andrew Douglas, who basically, him and my buddy Josh started our local group. So forever thankful for that because it really turned out sweet. But I got this GTO. This is from a multi-pack that he just didn't want this car. He got it specifically for a van that was in there, and didn't want this one, and hooked me up with it for a couple bucks. That's pretty sweet. And then he also hooked me up with this guy too. It's Coca-Cola van. I didn't have this one. Now I do. Very awesome. Thank you very much, sir. And then from somebody else, gosh, I don't remember who I got this one from, but it was only like a dollar or $2 or whatever. Johnny Lightning, Hot Rods, the Beast. That's pretty cool. This is actually the same tooling, I believe, except with the exception of the hood. Maybe it's not. Never mind. Forget I even had that thought. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There it is. Got that one. And then I got some mystery models. These 3. One of these is the wagon, the Datsun wagon. Not that one. So this is the 52 Chevy. This is the Chevy Chevelle Ss 396. And this one is the Datsun Bluebird 510 wagon. So happy to check that off the list. That's been bugging me that I didn't have it, and I'm glad I finally got it. Those 3 mystery models are from Suresh. So Suresh, you're awesome. Insanity. Insanity. All right, so we'll get to check this out though in a future video that I promise won't be too long from now, and we'll go ahead and open up all this stuff in the second segment. So got a couple supers, got some other really cool stuff, so we'll flip her around. Stay tuned. All right, so let's take a quick close-up look at this oddball thing from my buddy Dano. It's pretty beat up. Seen better days, but you can tell that there's a lot of detail involved in this. It's got like separate pieces for taillights. It's got separate pieces for headlights. It looks like it probably had windshield wipers at one time, is what it appears to have had. Just wanted to take a quick look at it. There it is in the bottom. Solido. Pretty interesting. I might try to find like a one in good condition, and maybe not exactly this casting, but a Solido. Just an example of one. Just to take a look at one. I think it would be kind of cool. I mean, obviously they were kind of detailed. They are a bit big for the normal scale I collect, but this thing, I don't know, it's got some charm to it, that's for sure. So I really kind of dig it. I like how they kind of do the axles too. Kind of explore that a little bit, but they have like these caps over the axles, and then the tires behind it. I don't know, it just looks kind of neat. So interesting piece. I think it probably also had like a bumper emblem on the front too that's missing. Maybe something in the back too, I don't know, but there you go, there it is, and just kind of a neat looking old car. All right, so there's that, and then we'll do a quick couple Matchboxes, including the 70 Datsun 510 Rally. I don't know what case code this is for Matchbox, but I am happy to have it. This has been out for a while now, and it is pretty cool.
I like all the rally graphics on it. Not a huge deal that it doesn't have front and rear detail. It still looks really neat, and I think it's just pretty cool for a little licensed Matchbox model. So excited with Matchbox. I mentioned it a lot. Definitely excited for some of the new stuff that's coming out in 2019. Just going to be some really cool, interesting stuff. Hot Wheels is coming out with some really cool, interesting stuff too in 2019, including a Lamborghini Countach that's going to make me go nuts. All right, and then we got this 5-pack, the Coffee Cruisers. You guys have seen this 5-pack already. If you watch anybody else's Diecast channel, you've probably seen it, but we're going to take a look at it anyway. Obviously, I'm missing the hearse. I don't have it in here. But we got this thing right here. This thing's a Buick, right? Matchbox State Police. Pretty cool little car. Yeah, Buick Century Police. Definitely cool. Definitely dig it. Think it's pretty awesome. I love donuts. Well, I do too. Alright, so there's that. And we'll go here. The Dodge Viper. I just did a 10-car Tuesday on this casting, and this is, I believe, yeah, this is the same old casting. It's got a copyright date of 1994, but they definitely did. It looks really good, actually, with these smaller wheels on it. Normally it would have larger wheels, and the paint looks really good. It's got some headlight detail, nothing on the tail, but I think it looks really good. What do you guys think about this one? I know not too many people are huge fans of the Viper, but I don't know. I really like it since I was a little kid, so I just think this is pretty awesome. And I'm glad to have that one. Very, very cool. And then the truck. What is this? Ford pickup. Well, you know what's cool about this one is it's got Moon Eyes licensing. So that is definitely neat. Definitely neat to see that in a 5-pack. Just really awesome, guys. Matchbox, it really just stepping it up. You know, they kind of like went away almost for like a little bit. Nobody really cared about them for a moment. And now it's kind of hard to ignore them. Even if you're like a diehard, you know, Hot Wheels only collector, you got to be kind of thinking about getting into Matchbox a little bit these days. And if you're not, I just think you're kind of silly. So, really cool. I know they don't have super treasure hunts, guys, but, you know, but they do have these Sapphire cars. And probably won't have them next year, but who doesn't like an E-Type Jag? And what do we have here? We have an E-Type Jag. Look at that. It is pretty. Even with that like Matchbox 65 logo right there in the hood, it just looks great. What do you guys think? I mean, that's a good 5-pack. And that was only 4 of the 5 cars. I'd gladly pay $5 for the 4 of the 5. They just look great. They all look pretty good. There's some front detail in this one, front and rear detail. And it's an E-Type Jag. And who doesn't like an E-Type Jag? I love an E-Type Jag. I think it's great. All right, so there's that. All right, next up, let's take, before we get into Hot Wheels and some super treasure hunts, let's take a look at some Greenlight. This is the 74 Ford F-250, the muddy version. Again, I was really pumped to get this. Look at that. Fills up the frame nicely. Really cool with those huge muddy tires on it. They even got some mud up in here on the grill, on the hood, in the windshield. I mean, they did a great job on this. This is very nicely detailed. Don't you think? I think so. Look at the detail in the back. I mean, this is good. This is Greenlight at their best, really, to me, is something like this. There is no other diecast manufacturer that comes really close to this amount of realism when it comes to these large vehicles. Greenlight does it the best. There is no doubt about it. as far as I know. If you guys have better examples, let me know. But just amazing. Look at that. That looks great. And here is the original release of it. That was a hobby only with the smaller tires. How Monster Trucks kind of originally looked. This would be your original Bigfoot. And it's really cool. It's really cool too. Definitely. Nothing wrong with it at all. But this thing is so much better, I think, with these huger tires and being dirty, and just it looks fantastic. I don't know. You really can't argue with that. That is a good looking truck. That is a pretty cool monster truck. Like I said, I really like this King of Crunch series. I'm not going to get all of them, frankly, because they're just too big to collect and store and put everywhere. And some of the parts are, you know, plastic, so obviously these little hooks in the front could be quite fragile. So you got to kind of somewhat be careful storing them. So I'm not going to get a ton of them, but having a few examples is exactly what I'm going for, and that's what I got. So there's that. Next is this Dodge Charger Daytona. Let's pop this guy out of here. It's a hobby exclusive release. I honestly don't know what the special deal is about this Spirit of 76 Bristol. Someone probably knows. It's probably some old like NASCAR thing. There's a lot to read on the back of this packaging, and I'm not going to show it to you, but it's quite a bit to read. And it's just cool to get an example of this. I didn't have one, so I'm glad to have it. Is the hood open on this tooling? Heavy Metal, just let me know if the hood opens. I'm not going to try to pry this sucker open. Does it look like they painted a rivet green, which they used to do? Or is that just weird colored metal? So this one's number 1284. I don't know how many of these they made. I don't think it even says on here. From what I can tell, no. It's just got that hobby exclusive green foil badging. But here it is. So here's an example of the Dodge Charger Daytona. Pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. A lot of diecast manufacturers do the Daytona. Greenlight definitely does a great job of it, for sure. My favorite is still the Ertl Vintage American Muscle. It's a little bit smaller than this, so I don't know which one is actually closer to 1/64 scale. But either way, this thing is awesome, and I'm glad to have it. So there's that. And then the 1955 Chevy 210 Handyman, the Chevy Wagon, and the new Estate Wagons, Estate Wagons Series 1. Ooh, and they put a trailer hitch on this, which is great. Did they do that on the other ones too? Oh, yeah. So these wagons have trailer hitches, so you can mix and match them with the hitched homes, if you're into those. So Series 1 had a Chevy Nomad 210 Handyman. It had the Volkswagen Squareback, which I did not get, because I already have an example of the Squareback from Greenlight, which is pretty cool. But it did feature all new toolings. This is a new tooling for Greenlight. I believe it is anyway. Does it have a GL number on the bottom? Let's take a look. GL 147. This is number 1708. Again, we don't know how many of these were produced, but quite a bit of detail on this one. This does not feature any opening, no opening features in this, I don't think. However, ooh, actually, you know what? It does open, I think. Does this little back glass come down? I think it does. It looks hinged. I'm pretty sure it does. I don't know how I'm going to get it out, but I'm pretty sure the back glass right here opens. You can see you see that in there? Those look like a little hinge mechanism for this thing to open. And I bet you it opens. How am I going to get that to open? Is this long enough? Can you stick that in there and push it out from the other side? No, no way. Not going to make it happen. Not sure how you would get it open, but it opens. It's got to open. You see that little hinge? See what I'm talking about? But that's all right. I don't need to open it. Again, opening features on things can be scary sometimes because you don't know if they'll ever close properly. The other weird thing about this, they should have made the trim a little bit better on these windows to cover up these little, see these melted like glass marks. That's how the window is actually held in place. You can see those quite well on this casting. But either way, it's really cool. You got a little bit of flashing up here in the window too. But this is a neat tooling and a good job from Greenlight. And then we got the Ford LTD Country Squire in a blue with a light blue interior, and in a greenish, butterscotch-ish, greenish, whatever color you would want to call this one, yellow, with a tan interior. At first glance, I think I like the blue one a little bit better, actually. They both look cool, and they're both slightly different. So, what are the years of these? One of them is a 79, and one of them is an 85. That the older one, the 79, and that's the 85. That would be my guess, and I just messed up the packaging, so I can't tell you which one is which. Does it say on the bottom? Yep, this one. Oh, this one's the 85. This one's the older one. So, looks cool. So you got little differences in the grill. They're obviously the same tooling. That's what Greenlight does. They do a lot of that. So, not much of a difference going on back here, but they are two different years. Rack's pretty much the same. Everything else is the same. Interior is the same. And this definitely has a back opening hatch. Does it flip down? Pretty sure. Oh, yeah, there we go. So that flips down. Little tailgate action. And it snaps back into place actually quite nice, but it does rub really close. I'm afraid of that paint chipping off. So definitely don't want to play with that too much. But yep, and they got trailer hitches, so they're pretty cool. Heavy Metal 164 already did like a pretty long video on these and kind of reviewed them, so check that out if you want to see more about these toolings. But I think they are quite awesome. I mean, they definitely did a good job with this wagon tooling. I think it looks good. To me, it's not as great as the Auto World wagons, but I'm a little biased. But I definitely think they did do a good job with these, for sure. All right, so that's that. Next up, we got some Hot Wheels. Maybe the main event of this whole thing. Not particularly this van, but got this super grown van. Gonna check it off the list. It's chrome, of course, so the body is plastic. But it is cool. It's the custom 77 Dodge van. The plastic version does not have the like the moon roof, so that's actually kind of cool. Super chromes. I think it looks pretty cool. It's definitely the coolest super chrome you're gonna get in this van, and it just, I don't know, it's a really nice looking casting. Can't argue with that, right? That looks pretty good. Definitely looks good. Striking. It looks striking in the package and out. So there is that one. Do a little cool combi action. Art cars. This is a 2018 Q case model in like primer gray. There's some flower power piece action going on. Some hippie stuff. There it is. That looks okay. This, of course, was a regular basic treasure hunt earlier in the year. And now you see it as just a basic car. So there it is. All right, and let's see here. Let's do the Zamax next. So this Zamax would have been in, what case was this in? I don't know. I think, gosh, I don't know, and that code is weird. I don't know because we didn't get it. So I didn't get this case in my area. Jeremy travels for work, so he gets to see a bunch of stuff that we don't necessarily see in this area, but I know that these never came to my local area. So I was stoked to pick up one of these from him at the meet. So thanks again, Jeremy. Just really cool to get. Happy to have it and add it to the Datsun collection. More Zamax. These Zamax did appear in Green Bay, which is a town north of me. That's why Suresh got to pick them up. So this was the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon, which is a brand new casting for 2018. It's got details in the rear, no detail in the front, but some side detail. Pretty basic looking Zamac there. Very nice though. Very, very nice. Pretty cool. So put that one aside. And let's see here. This one's already pretty much opened. This 16 Honda Civic. Boom. Zamac. That's just weird. That's coming like right off that card. Best thing is too is Suresh is not an opener. I mean, he opens some of his stuff, but really doesn't open a lot of it. So if he gets anything on a bad card, it's like I'm the first person he thinks of, which is perfect for me because I do not care whatsoever about the card. But here's your Zamac Civic. It's a pretty cool looking little car. Not a huge fan of that car, but it is what it is. And then this one here, the 2009 Ford F-150 on those ugly 50th anniversary wheels. Some of you might like those wheels. I think they're awful. But they look better when they're not shiny. That's for sure. This is actually a pretty decent looking truck too in this Zamac finish. So I dig it. What you think about that one? Looks pretty good. All right. So there's that. And then should we crack some super treasure hunts? We got two. We got two to crack. So let's start with the Lambo. You guys have seen the Lambo already. And just open that up. Yeah, buddy. That is sweet. Look at that beautiful car. Oh my goodness. Okay, that looks bad. Totally bad, bro. I mean, do you not think so? I think so. Super of the year, as far as I'm concerned, right there. For one, it's a Lamborghini, and this is like really the only Lamborghini super treasure hunt that's ever been out. So that's a bonus right there. Here's the regular, so you can see the difference here next to each other. Similar, just same amount of detail all over, with the exception of the TH added, and of course the difference in the tone of red. This being a translucent red, and the other one being an enamel red, and of course the wheels. Yeah, I am stoked to have this in my collection. So very cool. So there is that one. And then this one I'm also stoked to get. And it's really cool that I checked it off so early, because now if I find any of these, I'm able to help out possibly Suresh, because he's going to definitely be interested in one of these. Of course, he finds so much stuff, he'd probably find it on his own anyway. But here it is. This was on a cracked blister too, so you don't have to feel so bad about me opening it. But but here it is, and on an international card too. Yeah, I don't have the regular version of this to show you, obviously, because it's not even out yet. Again, I know I'm going to catch some flack for this one, but Todd had it. I couldn't resist picking it up. Look at those wheels. Those rims are cool. Those rims debuted on the Porsche and Team Transport. And now you see them here on this VW. Translucent brown. Just a cool super, dude. This might end up being the super of the year for 2019 for sure. And I'm really glad to have it out of the way already. All right, so there's that. Let's open up some mystery models. Everything looks, I don't know what's going to come out here. There's the truck. Do you get the stickers with these ones? You do. Still get the stickers. That's a cool ad. Dig that. This is kind of a semi-gloss, flat, matte, gold finish. Not a very attractive color, but the thing looks actually pretty cool. So there's that one. And then this one here is This is the Chevelle. So these are like a surf series, right? Got a wave there. So they're all going to be kind of, whoa. We got an error. Somebody messed up here and put the glass in backwards. That's the windshield. Doesn't roll. That is hilarious. Okay, so it's an error, but of course you never would have known it was an error unless you took it out. I mean, this would be pretty much an impossible error, I think, to just like fake. So if somebody collects errors, let me know, because this will definitely be it for some sort of trade or something. But yeah, the glass is in backwards. Definitely in backwards. That is, yeah, see there's windshield wipers right there. And look at the shape of this. Well, that's a bonus. That's a bonus little adventure here on this video. And then this one here should be the Datsun 510 Reagan. Glad to check it off the list. There's the card. Pretty cool. Cool sticker. And then here is the wagon. Windshield's on properly. Tampos look good. And it's definitely a good looking version of this wagon. Can't argue with that. I know you guys have probably seen them all over the place. They've been out in Canada for like ever, is what it seems, before they get to the US, which sometimes Canada gets mystery models before us. So congrats to you guys. But that is pretty awesome. So I'm glad to have it, glad to check it off the list. I was kind of stressed about not finding one, and if we were ever going to get the series or not. And I still got a little bit more to open up here, guys. Well, here's this GTO. Start kind of swinging through this stuff pretty fast. While that's sitting out there, we'll open up this Lamborghini Diablo. Oh, we got packaging damage. Nope, can it rub off? Sort of. Here's where that mirror was rubbing against the package. And I don't know if we lost any paint. I might actually be able to clean that off. But here's the Diablo. I collect this casting. This is a variation I didn't have, so I'm happy to check that off. I collect this casting. This is also a variation I didn't have, so I'm happy to check that off. This one we know I've already had, but it's one with good tampos. So this Hotbird, this is the tooling that actually has the opening hood, which I'm not going to open it all the way, but here it is. Tampos are perfect on this one. Thank you, Dano. Really appreciate getting that from you, bud. Pretty awesome. And let's see here, Johnny Lightnings. We'll just open these up quick. Beastmobile. Pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. And then the Coca-Cola van. Chevy. And there's that one. Pretty awesome. I love this van casting from Johnny Lightning. Wheels are a little jacked on this one. Hang on. Could fix that. There we go. Awesome. Mentioned it before, I'm not a huge fan of Coke. I'm a Pepsi guy. But that's pretty cool. So M2, you're really doing nothing for me now. And here's this. Pretty cool. All right, so definitely a lot of cool stuff this week. A lot of stuff to show. I mean, that is sweet. Number one picks for this video, not including, of course, the Auto World stuff that I showed you in the beginning of the video, are definitely this one, and that one for Hot Wheels. That's a nice little pick right there. And then the green light stuff is really cool too. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, watching these long, very long videos. I really appreciate it. If you hang around to the end, that's very awesome of you. And if you don't, that's cool too. But you won't even hear this. so that's okay too. All right, so thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great week.